Boa tarde a todos e a todas. Primeiro, acho que agradecer o BID
the invitation for being here. And today I'm representing the Minas Gerais state and the development company of Minas Gerais. I brought a quick presentation so that we can have the opportunity of seeing the development in our state. I want to mention that our panel is going to have Natalia and Fernando Benini. Is a presentation here so that we can start? So I'm going to talk about our history in Minas Gerais, about the investments we have over there. And it's the third largest economy in the country, with roads with over 20,000 kilometers, and also with the federal network with a very relevant market. We have worked on the three main pillars in terms of infrastructure, with the planification, with the structure planning. We have a very important history in minings. We have created partnerships that are consolidated. We have 20 contracts at the moment, and we have invested over $23 billion in Brazil with the highways, the airports, and this is very important in order to provide this with value for these citizens. We have the regulation organisms, the partnerships with the private sector, and the infrastructure secretariat. Also the institutions for transport and the regulation institutions as well. Soon we're going to see the regulation company for transport, meaning has to work on this to move forward with this, with the contracts in this during these 4 years. And afterwards we're going to have 6 contracts, and we want to finish with 11 contracts. I think it's very important that we strengthen these 4 points that have the approach for the infrastructure projects. And right now we're focused on the infrastructure and also on the works and the buildings. We have an idea about how we can promote this, promote the public-private partnerships. Here we have some highlights: the creation of this agency, and we worked in such a way that we can incorporate innovation and at the same time it's free flow and it doesn't alter itself. We have different projects here in terms of highways and railways. We need to build the strategic units. We need to have basic sanitizing in the Nonya and Rio Doce Valley. We have also working health and education, and also in tourism and agriculture. We have different projects that are resilient in terms of climate change. When we talk about building highways, we're also talking about the stations, and we can see how the federal government has worked as well as the central government. So the federal tenders have been able to happen, and we're going to spend over $20 million in the next 5 years. We have 5 new units in terms of structure. We're going to see very quickly this project, which is very big and has been published, and it receives a significant support. Mariana in Ouro Preto, in which we have invested a significant amount of money, and we're able to see the cooperation center, the new cooperation center, in which we had a disaster in Mariana. So we had to classify this area in order to help them financially. There was inflation, and we were focused on technologies and the modifications, so we could get the incentives both for implementing and also for performance in terms of roads security or safety. Now, in regards to the tragedy that we had in Mariana, in less than 5 years, we wanted to finish the whole program and focus on the environment. As I mentioned previously, there is a strength mechanism that is very important in order to proceed with the payments, and we also have a risk division between the private partner and the state. As I mentioned previously, in this project, we're going to see the reality in this region and their capacity. Aside from transportation, and we could bring safety or security and generate more employment in the region. Now, in regards to the North project, Unit 8, this was supposed to be planned for June. This has been structured, and it has a lot of ability. Actually, this is structural planning, and it's on its way to be a reality. We want to deliver this project as a project that is going to help with mobility in the metropolitan area. The other units are the other units cover nearly 3 billion kilometers of highways, and we have the mobility, and we're going to start with a new metro line. The terminals and the different stations are going to be managed by us, as well as the other associations. We want to work on sanitizing as well. We have the first block as a reference for the country. This is different from other ones. This is in the Jequitinhonha Valley, operated by Copasa and Copanor. $600 million were invested so that we could improve safety and security. You already know the region, it's a very poor area, and it covers a great amount of land. We want to do this. It has over 10 families, and this is a project that involves a lot of innovation. Now, in regards to Batia del Rio 12, both with Mariana and the state of the Holy Spirit, we have tried to find a specific region so that we could find the main services such as water and water treatment. Now, when we talk about health and the social expectations, we want to work on that, especially what has to do with the assistance qualifications. It's a project that we're very excited about, so that we could have the assistance, we could have the support, but it's also complex in terms of what we need from the labs and the surveillance. We want to improve this ability to support people with health. We need to, therefore, we need to work on logistics. We need to know the cases. This is a very innovative project, and we are very excited about this so that we could have a new perspective on health and the projects of medium complexity. $460 million have been invested in terms of capex, and also the education PPP. We want to see the state park. We have a park of over. We have schools, and we want to evaluate this, and we want to see the infrastructure of the school so that we can promote this area and transform the reality of these structures, these schools, with the assistance or the support of the private sector. Therefore, we have the socio-educativo, or like social educational project, and this is a very complex project. And now we have the objective of evaluating the attention for minors that have issues with the law. We don't want just to build new infrastructure, but at the same time we want to offer additional activities promoted by the state so that we can offer these quality events. This is a very complex project, and it's very important because it's going to have a great impact on young people. We also have this association or partnership in the city. Minas has 843 municipalities, and it's a great challenge to gather all the municipalities so they are structured. And it's very difficult because there is an institutionality that has been developed and that it's high quality. So we start receiving the information in an organized manner so that we could start working and providing them with support so that we could structure the new PPPs, the municipalities, because it's good that these regions are developed, and also it's important to focus on social and health, and also it's taking into account how synergy with other states could help. And for that, artificial intelligence could be a great tool in order to support the municipalities. We also have the water um, infrastructure. We could bring this infrastructure in order to improve the security or the safety in this region. So, and also improve the agriculture area. We have the partnerships with different institutions so that we could have these parks. This was a quick presentation, but I want to give them my colleagues some space. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Fernando. I can see that.
Com resumo dos nossos projetos.
Oh, I see we have many projects of ours with you. We have a video, if we can play it. But we want to take the opportunity not to waste any time. From our part, we also have highways. We are finishing our part in highways. So there's an approval for the publishment of Plan Vital Ipanema, which is located in Orios. We have Moriana, the water circuit or Circuito de las Aguas, Capinas, Mococa, right and left some. It's a new axis of development. It's a road also.
From all over the world. São Paulo is the big cities, but also the small ones, the majestic mountains, the breathtaking beaches, the preserved nature. São Paulo also offers many investment opportunities. Investing in São Paulo means investing in innovation, in development, in progress. Through the State Investments Partnership Program, we seek investments for infrastructure, mobility, energy, water, education, and social development projects. A project portfolio estimated at approximately 500 billion reais that will bring a huge impact on the lives of millions of people with new services and improvements in the existing ones. It will foster economic development, creation of jobs, and income. With the investment opportunities, dozens of projects divided into 4 pillars: urban mobility, highways, social, and water and energy. On urban mobility, we have intercity trains, water crossings, and extension of the urban train and metro lines. A total of over 200 billion reais. On roads, 8 projects, including the construction of an immersed tunnel between Santos and Guarujá, road lots in the North Coast, and new road stretches known as Nova Raposo, Sorocabana, Paranapanema, Rota Mogiana Route, and Circuito das Águas. Over 40 billion reais in investments. We also have 13 projects in the social area. Partnerships for building new education units, renovation and maintenance of existing schools, Campos Elíseos Administration Center, Constâncio Vaz Guimarães Sports Center, Fundação Casa, state lotteries, state vehicle storage yards, Campos de Jordão Railroad, management of urban parks, historical center, urban development and housing, and the technology park, a total of over 20 billion reais. In the area of water and energy, 8 projects, including the privatization of Sabesp in addition to drainage and water safety projects, totaling over 270 billion reais. São Paulo, a state of robust economy and full of opportunities. Invest in São Paulo. State government. São Paulo are all.
Então vamos lá, né? Voltando ali para a área de rodovias, a gente já fez, né? Então, do litoral, Sorocabana e Nova Raposo, já está com o contrato assinado, já está em obra, né?
So for Parapanema, Musiliana, the water circuit, Parapanema, the following, and then the circuit of water, the Circuito de las Aguas, the tunnel. We have scheduled it for August 1st. For Panema, it would be 1 week before, and the rest, it will be about in September, October. In terms of urban mobility, we did Campinas, and now we did, March 8th, we have the public hearing for public consultation, and the 14th, we're going to open a public hearing and public consultation in Sorocaba on April 31st. In May, we received the studies for Line 16, Violeta de Metro, which connects Oscar Freire. In September, we're going to open, or in August, we're going to open the consultation for the Line 16. In September, consultation for Line 20 of the Metroway, which connects Santo André with Santa Marina, Lapa Santa Marina. So we have that, and then we have the dams. We already had the hearings. It's going to be published. It's going to be published in April, or in May actually. Then the social area, we built schools, we had contracts, we have authorization to publish that report for the reforms of 133 schools in São Paulo, Centro Leste, the Central do Sul, the directories, and we have 166 schools in Guarulhos. We have hearings in Campos Elíseos, and we have a project with the Casa Foundation with UNOPS, and we also have where we are observing the projects to move forward with ours, and with a profit or of 600 million for the government or the state. We had some construction with some difficulties. We're looking for alternatives. I think that it's a pretty general overview of the project, but the most important thing that we're going to mention here is about our project of water and sanitation. So I'm going to let Natalia speak about that. Thank you so much. Good afternoon. Thank you for your invite and for the panelists here. I'm going to talk a little bit here the time that we have to talk about the concessions that talk about resilience in general. I'm not going to go too deep into details. When we came to Sao Paulo in our management, we worked with 165 municipalities and also projects, water projects, and we saw the course of the water going to different localities, and we saw that there wasn't a chain throughout. They didn't have the basic sanitation in a comprehensive way, and we had a lot of challenges regarding resilience, regarding climate change, and we organized ourselves and we planned the program in order to do the financing and have a robust government. So we started to see from the start to be able to manage and have it be a strong program towards 2060 with a very strong regulation in order to see the provision very big for security between municipalities. And we had a lot of contracts with terms, but we had to see about the regulation. In July 2023, we had a universal program for the cities and municipalities that were not within the 371, and us looking at the topics and gathering the prefectures together and with the prefects, we had to create groups of those who were not part of the BESP group. And I think that it is very important to talk about this, about the sewage, the water, and the sanitation. It was very important to be able to channelize the water and the pipeline system. So we had a challenge regarding the PSG, and somebody from a different municipality that was not within the BESP in São Caetano, we were able to integrate with the three elements of basic sanitation, and in a way to have a better regulation for sanitation, because we did it from a point to have an alternative and promote investments independently of where they're located within the urban and rural areas and in the informal area, in order to be consolidated, in order to work in a proper way, which is why we had a focus this year to have hearings and to see those new lots of the government. And there's an element of basic sanitation that we cannot leave behind, particularly considering the scenarios and challenges of the climate events of resilience and the needs out there. We do have a challenge in the state of Sao Paulo to generate 44,000 tons a day. So there's a lot of municipalities that produce Some of them produce a little, some of them produce more, and they fall outside the scale. And to see about the energy and have a project that is strong and that can be integrated. So we also have a program in order to get the municipalities together within the state and create a model of PPPs with concessions, looking at triage and actually to look at a circular economy, because we do have a scale and we want to be able to bring this integration in a more efficient way for economical investment within the social environmental access. We're working with 2 partners. We are looking in each consortium and region what makes more sense. We value technology, and we need to see what's the best regulation within contracts to see what it is that each municipality is generating. In the same way, we have been talking with several municipalities and consortiums, and we are looking at public partners in order to have a proper government during that year and to have hearings next year. And we are looking at the triage law with regional contracts so that they stimulate people, so that they invest more, and they are focused on sustainability within the three aspects, so environmental, social, and economical, financial. So we have a model project that we're working on, the São Paulo project, within an unconventional lot about the highways. And I also want to add that I believe we have a space for questions. I am going to take the opportunity, 2 minutes, to talk about 2 projects within those non-conventional projects. I actually want to have this be an example and a reference, not just in Brazil, but we're also creating a PPP, administrative concessions, in order to build a drainage. It's a river that brings affluent waters in order to be able to mitigate not just the sediment, but also the waste that are coming from that river. So we want people to have stability within the region and for them to be able to give value to the banks of the river and the structures without harming nature. Because we have carried out a study within the state, and we are also talking about the need of water production for the operation of the PSJ system, which is a system where PPPs need or have to build. We go into 4 stretches, the operation and the maintenance of those stretches, alongside 2 more lines within the public work. So by mid-2026. So we want the PPPs to be integrated within the system and to benefit with the people. And also for people to see and be able to attack jointly the scarcity of water within the state. Because in São Paulo, there is a very big redundancy that allows us to have or to see what the failures are in order to complete the system. We want to do that work in other states, not just in São Paulo. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm going to let you have the mic. Maybe you have a question.
You have 2 minutes for questions. Well, we're going to be the moderators here. Do you have any questions? So thank you very much for attending this. Thank you.